What is going on, guys? Joey here. You know why I'm here. You know what we're doing here. We got to break it down. So it's been a couple days, almost a week since we got back. Got some rest, got caught up on things, and I mean, I guess you could say mission accomplished, right? We did the bare minimum, but I'm still very happy that we were able to overcome the adversity that we had to deal with and get the job done. For those of you that are, I'm sure you guys all know, we wanted to go to NAPF to break the world record, get a wild card invite to Sheffield, maybe, possibly. This was Russell's video. You should go watch it on his channel. It's really well done. Super entertaining, and I enjoyed it a lot. Some behind the scenes stuff on Meet Day in there as well, but I'm going to give you sort of my thought process as to why we went through the attempts that we went through. Just some interesting things about the meet. Maybe you guys could take something away from it and then just kind of go from there. So first off, I just want to say thank you I'm thankful that in powerlifting now there's just like something new for us to kind of go for, and having Sheffield in the mix has really just sort of made everything more exciting, not only for me but for my lifters, just having like that next level to kind of fight for, to kind of go through. So I'm really excited for that. And I've told the SBD many times that I am thankful to have a new thing to shoot for, because like, what would I be doing right now otherwise, right? We'd just be going for nationals. Sorry, there are going to be some ads on this, I guess, but we'd just be going for nationals, and like that's once a year, and that takes a long time. Then we have to get into worlds, and then we just be chilling, right? But given the schedule of the IPF right now, I think Russ being able to go Sheffield, NAPF Sheffield, that's a little bit better than having to go nationals to worlds right away and then having a huge gap to Sheffield. Although we see with Gustav, he did Sheffield Worlds, and now he's doing World Games to get another shot at it. And I don't think the Euros timing would work out, but it is interesting to see how things are playing out. But anyway, it's nice to be able to have stuff to go for, and that's what we tried to do at this meet. Now, getting there was kind of tough. My flight got canceled or delayed so much that I couldn't make any flight after that, so we had to take one the next day. Russ accidentally flew to the wrong country. I know it sounds insane. I'm thinking, we're not going to have variables. This meet, it's going to be calm. It's going to be easy travel. Everything's going to be good. No cutting weight. So I'm expecting a big boost. And that, not only that, but he got some sort of stomach virus, so now I'm just like, okay, regardless of all these things, we have a goal. We have a purpose. We came here to hit numbers, and we can almost safely go for those numbers without any sort of like, there's nothing for me to think about, right? If I'm at Worlds and we're competing against another person or multiple other people, I'm thinking to myself, okay, how can we win? But here it's like the numbers are set in stone, and all we can do, I said, look, if you book the wrong stuff, we still have to lock in. We still have to handle business. I look extremely tired and like sodiumed up this meet, so I apologize for that. If you ever visit me in LA, you'll see me in my true rested form. I don't think I've ever been at a meet not sleep deprived. Anyway, who cares about that? Warming up for squats here. Now, we'll say that Russ was like, he hit the plan, right? The exact plan that I went for was only 5 kg away from what he actually did. And depending on how things showed up, we'd have some leeway. But I wanted to also leave the door open. Time for that second round of caffeine, guys. Leave the door open for the big numbers, right? Because there's a potential for him to just peak really, really, really well. But the extra travel and the stomach virus, he was actually extremely light. I think he lost about like morning weight, wake up in the morning, no food in your stomach, he lost like 4 pounds. So now I'm thinking, okay, I need to be aware that that could be a thing, but let's give his body a chance to like show up. Let's give him a chance to hit the numbers that I wanted to hit, right? So I believe we opened 322.5, and then we jump about 21 after that. Nick Manders, if you're seeing this guy on the left kind of reminds me of you. I don't know, bro. I swear to God, I thought it was you on the stream, and then when I got there, I was like, that is not Nick. Anyway, hope you're good, brother. Opener here. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What is this opener? Speed. So I'm thinking, oh, that was fast, right? And I'm saying here, look, how did you feel? We're going to the plan. This 343. Low 343 on the bar. Now in my mind, I'm thinking it does not matter what happens on this attempt because I'm going up. I don't really care that much if you make it or not. Obviously, if it's like strength, it's a problem, right? But what matters is the third attempt. Second attempt here. I mean, I thought just like the first one, nice and deep. 2-1, go to the jury. I'm over here telling him, while Rodney's at the jury, I'm telling him right now, I'm saying you can go 358, which I think is there, and that paces us for 923, which puts a lot of stress on Gustav at his meet, or any 93 that's trying to get to Sheffield, right? Or we just take the 355.5, which is he's gonna hit it no matter what. I'm not worried about him being able to hit that. It's just I wanted to put that extra pressure, and this is me just trying to tell him, like, bro, you have this weight. You already hit the shit in the gym. It's just like a pound over. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if he's not comfortable with it, if the lifter's not comfortable with it, or if they're going out there and they're second-guessing themselves, even if they can do it, they could, that could play a factor. Now, I've been in that situation myself as a lifter, but, I mean, I'm very aware. I'm very, aware and in the moment, so I do, I think, a good job of adjusting. And I think Russ would have, too. He would have just said, fuck it, Joey believes I have this. I'm hitting it. I think he had another 2.5. Locked in. He's the little baby fist. What's that meme with the baby in the green shirt? It's like, right? Good shit. Commercial break, my bad. So we hit that. The dream is alive, right? Dream is alive. So now moving on to bench, I say, okay, the minimum we need now is 207. Because for deadlift in the gym, he had to hit 355. And I think after a peak and everything, given how strong squat was, I'm prepared to go to 360, but I think 355 is going to be, 357. One of those, 355, I believe it was. He's going to have that, right? So we just need to hit 207, and then we can, it doesn't really matter what we hit in our third, as long as third deadlift doesn't matter, second deadlift, 355, and we're done, right? I also felt that 207 would give us a little bit of chance of taking something higher, maybe 212, maybe 215. I'm not sure how strong he's going to peak, right? Stomach virus, travel problems. It was. You guys will see. It was not there. So just moving on to the bench, right? Just take the opener, jump 10 kilos, which is similar to what he'll do in the gym. Now, I'll just fast forward a little bit to get there. And I'm just in these times, like leading up to the lift, I'm just saying, like, keep your feet down, keep your butt down, remember all your cues, all this little stuff, right? If I wanted him to hit 210, if he had to hit 210, I would probably have gone 182, 192, and then 210. And I think he could have got it. And the reason for that is because when you're jumping 10 kilos like this, after a big squat like that, it could kind of be like a little bit of a jarring attempt. I think the speed of that 100,000,000% means that 10 kilos is an appropriate jump. But still, like, it is heavier. Sometimes, you know, shit happens and it can be harder than you think, right? So, as you guys will see here, it was definitely harder than I thought it was going to be. It moved. And I think I mean, looking at it on video, it didn't stop. He could have. I mean, if you watch it from far away, it looks like it stopped, but I think he probably could have done another 2. For sure, I want to say he could have done another 2 if we would have done the jumps differently. But again, because there was those outside variables of he traveled, he had the food stuff, I don't precisely know, and it's difficult for me in that moment to identify what's going on. Now, another option would be take the 192 and then watch the 192 and then decide if I want to go 5 or 7. But I think doing it the way that I did it, I mean, I came here for 918 and I was like, we're not leaving without 918. And we're just debating if we want to make him take another one. And I asked him, is this going to tax your back? Are you going to feel your back on deadlift? And when he said yeah, I was like, look, put in the 210. We'll talk in the back. I'll talk to him. And then he could just let us know, right? And then he ended up deciding, yeah, I'm not going to do that because if I'd rather just put it all on the on the deadlift, which I agree. And that's what we did. You become your thoughts. What we thought we were going to do this meet, we ended up, like, you think it and it happens, right? Maybe he hits me up and he goes, Joey, I have 210. I know I have 210. Let me hit it. And he goes and hits the 210 and then, you know, now we do the same thing on deadlift, right? Or the 210 taxes him and we don't have the juice for deads. So that was his last warm up. He's on point. No problem. I'm making a face for some reason. Not sure why I'm doing this. Coming out to the opener. This is just a formality at this point. You just got to get it out the way. 25 keys, right? 25 keys. This is for all the marbles. This is what we needed. It looks like 800 pounds. Very close, very close. Good slack. It gets over the knee, locks out, not too much digging in the thighs. Grip held. Hold on, let me see the grip. Yes, the grip. That's what we need, brothers. Now, one of the cues that I say for this is to have knuckles down. And the reason why I say that is because when he initiates the deadlift, if his knuckles are facing the ground, if your hand is like this, when you lock out, it's going to go here, right? If you start here and you lock out, it's going to open and you're going to drop the bar. So, again, similar thought process. And you know, this is just the way that we did it, but I totally understand taking 9 attempts and spreading things out. Had we needed 360, we could have spaced it different. But given this was like all we need, I mean, we're just done after that, right? I think taking the third bench might have been a higher chance of making it than the 360 deadlift. But we did it just for funsies. Man, these commercial breaks are killing me. Did it just for funsies. Just to feel it, right? It's real close to 800. No problem. No problem. He's all good. Live to fight another day. I just wanted him to feel it. Happy to handle business. You guys should go watch the video. Overall, happy that we were able to PR the total by 48 kilos the first time in the 93s in the same year. What is happening? He broke the world record 2 times in the same year, which is very impressive. He also made a video putting a lot of I think if most lifters made a video like that where they address all the shit that people say about them, like you don't hit depth, you don't hold your deadlift, your bench sucks, whatever, right? Um, he put that video out, and then he delivered, and I think that pressure would break a lot of lifters, and they would literally want to just rather lay low than to put that extra pressure on themselves, because if they fall short, then it's like, it's not a big deal. But if you say a lot and you talk a lot and then you don't back it up, you're going to have to live with that. But he said it and he did it. And that is a very real thing that I wanted to emphasize, because I don't think lifters would dare do anything like that, to put the pressure on yourself like that. But something that we have continuously done is risen to the occasion, and he has shown up in moments where the world is watching and delivered. And at this point, we're just kind of used to it. And I think that's something about Russ that we know everybody's looking at every little thing that we're doing, right? It is what it is. He knows, not just like as a lifter coach, but like as a lifter, everybody's watching him, even what he does like in business, right? So like when you're just dealing with that all the time, I think it makes these moments, you just know how to handle it better, and you can deal with these high pressure moments. Like, we spent a lot of money to come here to do this meet, and we could have just got nothing out of it, right? We got a world record, regardless of what happens. Sheffield or not, we got a world record. No one can take that away from him until the next person breaks it. But he still did what he did, right? He still did it at this point in time. And I think it's important for lifters. Like, you got to understand that, like, powerlifting is like infinite. It's never going to stop until your body breaks down when you're really old, right? So, like, if you don't, you got to live in the moments and cherish those moments, because things come and go. I remember when we won our first nationals. I remember when we won our second, our third, our fourth, fifth, right? I remember the first world championship. I remember the second one when I wasn't even there because it was in some country around COVID, and it was just like you couldn't travel, and like, there's just so many things going on. So you have to cherish those moments, because things change quickly. The space is ever evolving. There's a lot of competitive guys in the weight class, and I think we are going to see people push to the absolute limit. They're going to be squeezed as a lifter and as a person. It's going to be we're going to find out like who really, really, really wants this, and who's willing to, it's almost like that bodybuilding movie. I saw the clip of him like just trying to go on a date with a girl, and he was just like so obsessed about being champion. That's going to happen in powerlifting, because the stakes are going to continue to get higher, and it's going to fire some people up. I was talking to him today. He's like, man, I should have been back on program. Like, I'm doing bodybuilding this week, and like, I'm just, I just want to get back to it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you have a passion for something and you're fired up. If you don't have that fire, I mean, now you got to have the fire, and you got to have the talent, and and you got to have the right process, right? If you don't have all those things, like, that's how at the very, very tippity top of these 93s, 83s, stuff like that, 105s to some extent, if you don't have that, then it's going to be like you're not really giving yourself a chance to perform. So, I mean, Russ continues to be, in my opinion, the driving, like one of the major driving forces forward of the sport. He just continues to do what's never been done. He shows you guys everything. Right? I think his YouTube is a valuable resource, as well as a source of entertainment. And yeah, man, I'm really proud of Russ. Thank you for, all the Top Set Media guys, all the Strength Through Seminar, like everyone that's helping to promote this, the U.S. coaches, John Burford and Rodney Elm. Really, really appreciate those guys for helping me out. Commercials are killing me. Really, really appreciate those guys for helping me out. Shout out to big Robert Lazarin, who competed, 18 kg PR total. Esperanza Daisy Delgado, 28 kg PR meet. No, 28 kg? 23 kg meet PR total. Short turnaround. And then, bro, Russ, 48 keys on the total. I don't even know, man. There's no limit. There's no limit. I'm thankful to be here. I've been doing this with him for a really, really, really long time. I just want to keep doing my job and keep helping him express his potential, and through that we can inspire you guys, right? I'm just a turbo booster, right? He's the engine, he's the vehicle. I'm just a little turbo booster to kind of crank that thing up and let it go as fast as possible. I don't even know anymore. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the gym. If there's anything any questions about the meet, anything you guys want to know, please let me know. But just know that when you come to meets like this and you have a goal, you can kind of go off the books a little bit with attempts, but I can talk more about that in another video, because there are some interesting things and I think it could go both ways. But anyway, have a good night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one.